Let's continue creating our plant monster character. Let's double check the project directory and make sure you're in the PuppetMaster folder. Go to File. We're going to load from the Scenes folder PuppetMaster1.fxs. In previous lessons we took a final mesh and we split it up into several different model files and used those model files to control the mesh. This was done using the PuppetMaster effect inside Messiah. While PuppetMaster is great technology, it doesn't do us much good unless we know how to handle it inside a more complex scene. So for now, we're going to continue creating this character and learn how to integrate PuppetMaster into our characters. Click into Setup mode. Let's hide the new item block. The first thing we need to handle is that every cluster has an influence on the final model. We never need to touch the final model after PuppetMaster has been applied, so we can red lock that with a right mouse click and just drag it to the top of the list. In this particular character's case, we're using the PuppetMaster clusters as actual controls for the lips and jaw, so we need to set it up in a hierarchy similar to that. For example, we know that the tongue will be parented to the jaw because we want the tongue to move when the jaw moves. Same thing with the lower lip. So select everything that says lip lower and parent that to the jaw. So we go into Animate and highlight the jaw. Everything carries along. Fairly simple. There are a few more objects that we have made in the Wings file that complete this character. We need to export those and bring them in here and continue building the character. Reset those keyframes. We're going to launch Wings 3D. Go to File and Open. We're still inside the Objects folder in PuppetMaster. Open PlantMonster2.Wings. Each of these is our PuppetMaster clusters that we exported from Wings several lessons back. The first 4 objects we never exported because we never needed them until now. So right mouse click on the eyeball icon to make everything visible, and we're going to export these 4 objects. Since we want them separate objects, we'll start with them one at a time. Highlight upper teeth, make sure you're in objects mode, go to File, Export Selected, Wavefront OBJ, and name it the same as in the list, upper teeth. Click on that to deselect it, highlight stem, export selected, OBJ, stem. Deselect that, highlight the pot, export selected, pot. And then the last one, lower teeth, export selected, lower teeth. Let's switch back to Messiah. Go to the File tab. I'm going to load outside of the Scenes folder and into the Objects folder these 4 objects that we've just created. This makes up our entire character mesh-wise. Let's go to File again. We're going to save this scene as PuppetMaster2.fxs. Click into Setup. We highlight PM_head. You can see we forgot to change the pivot point on the head. Switch the pivot and place this at the top of the stem. This is going to be the pivot point for where the head moves around and rotates. We've turned our PuppetMaster clusters into actual controls, so we need to make sure that all of them rotate where we need them to. The next order of business is to get these teeth placed inside the hierarchy. Since all of these model files are on equal ground and they are all offsets from 0, it's fairly easy to parent these. Take upper teeth, parent that to the head, and lower teeth to the jaw. So when we head back into Animate and rotate the jaw, teeth come along for the ride too. If we need to control the distance where the teeth go, we need to change the pivot points of the teeth as well. Click on Pivot and drag them up and center them on their bounding boxes. Open up jaw, highlight lower teeth, switch that to pivot, and you're done. Let's go to File and we're going to save this scene again. You can click on the File tab and save it, or you can right click and the menu pops up and you can save scene.